Hey everyone, this is Dan the Vintage RV'er, and I've had a plethora of bulb issues this weekend. I have gone through bulbs and more bulbs and all the bulbs you can throw bulbs at. And the rear turn tail assemblies on the RV was something I wanted to tackle and be able to clean up and retrofit new bulbs into. So I've done that. So hopefully you'll learn from my experience on what I did over the last couple of days. I've got RTV silicone all over my hands. And yeah, that's fun to work with when you're trying to seal stuff up. But in any case, it gets over everything. And so you got to be careful with it. But in any case, take care. Hope you enjoy, learn something. If not, just laugh at my antics as I try to do work on my vintage RV. Take care, happy, safe, and healthy RV.
All right, it's getting towards dusk. And we've got I flipped the lights on real quick just to double check the bulbs here. And as you can see, I got that's the backup light. That light's working, that does work. I put the four-ways on and it blinks on, the top half blinks on and off. So I got that, but boy, that bulb's actually pretty damn bright, compared to what I think the LEDs are. So that's kind of sad that that's like even brighter than the LEDs are, as you can see there. So I mean, if I put the lens over it and I clean the lens up, it's definitely a lot brighter than the other side. You can see over there, a lot brighter. So you go over here, so you can see here that not quite as bright. I gotta still fix that lens, but that made a really big difference for the brake lights, especially since the ladder is kind of like part of the way in the way. So anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna get this cleaned up. I'd use nail polish on this particular one because I snapped a bit off of it on the bottom. So I basically I didn't have any super glue, so I used several layers of clear nail polish to put that back on. But I do have my RTV silicone, which I got to clean out the nozzle, and I'll use that around the perimeters of those, seal them up, and then put the lenses back on. So there you go. I'm gonna do this other side real quick and get her cleaned up. All right, so it's the next day, and again, just take my RTV silicone here, and got to put the tip back on. Do these other two, and put the lenses back on since I got the new bulbs in, and then I'm gonna replace the other bulb in that one, get that cleaned up. For the past few minutes, I've had some issues with the lights. As you can see, I got the four-ways working, which I think is the way they're supposed to be working. The fronts and the backs are going, the sides are going, but you notice the brake lights aren't working. Kind of weird stuff going on here. So yeah, so I opened up that lens again, checked the connectors, put it back in. Not really sure what's going on here. I'm thinking this is the way it's supposed to be working. I've got the running lights on. I thought those would be actually on while the lights are on. There's the four-ways there. Oh, so the lights are totally off now. So let me put them on. So I've got the lights on, all four-way. Let's go in the back. Man, it seems like every time I do one of these things, seeing that bulb's off. Like I just replaced this one, man, and I totally checked it out. It seemed fine. No burnout filament or nothing. So that's on. You saw that was on just a minute ago. Now it's not. This is like a pain in the total butt right now. I got to figure out what's going on with it. Probably gonna have to take that whole taillight assembly off and figure out what's shorting out, what's going on with that. In the meantime, see what I mean? Like, it's not just replacing bulbs and trying to clean things up. It's always something else going on. It's never easy. All right, here we go. Going to Advanced Auto Parts. because I need more bulbs and crap. Yep, sure do. So we're gonna pull in here. Guy, they know me. Been here many times. Gonna be getting my bulbs and I don't think I'm gonna get this screw. I'm gonna have to go to the hardware store in the plaza to get some new screws of these because I'm not happy with these. But anyways, that's what I'm gonna be doing right now. It's starting to get later in the afternoon. I'm still trying to get this thing done. Ran to the auto parts store and they didn't have any 1154s, so I don't know what the difference is between 1157s and 1154s. The pin position is the same. The contacts appear to be the same. There's 2 sets of bulbs in there. I have no clue. So I'm going to see. I'm going to put those in. I'm going to try them. I've put RTV silicone all the way around this thing. It's still somewhat squishy. So it'll seat in. I put a ground, redid the ground, cleaned that up, and put RTV to cover it so it won't be corroded. I put RTV silicone around the top part of the taillight assembly. So we're going to see what happens here. Should be interesting. And even put RTV silicone around the top of this die core because it's still kind of chilly and it's not really sticking too great. So I'm going to do all that, get the bulb in, see what happens. And I also bought new screws because these are all rusty and nasty. So I bought a bunch of, I'll get to them. Of course, now I got to use a Phillips head. I used, these are 1-inch number 10s by 1. They substitute for these guys here. You can see here. You can see them. There we go. They might be a tad longer. I doubt it. Can't get my fingers to work. So that's the comparison there. Sure. Let's just do that 15 times while I'm trying to make it work. There we go. Make my hand work there. So yeah, there they are. Comparative. Big thing is the diameter of the screw. That's what I really want. So I'm going to put those in and substitute for the screw head, the Forstner heads. So we'll see how it goes. All right, so really nothing to guide me except the old bulbs that were in there. What I've got now is I've got 4 1157s, which it turns out I did some research. The 1157s are the 12 volt. They are the 12.8 to 14 volt, whatever you want to call it here, 8.3 watt, 26.9 watt, 8.3 watt, I guess. The 1154s are 6 volters. The 1154s are 6 volt bulbs, not 12 volt bulbs. So I wondered why it was like twice as bright when it was when it was on. Because why? Because the darn thing was like, you know, cranking at that point. So, yeah, I mean, the RTV silicone, not really 100% happy with it. As you can see, a little bit of spilled over the edges here. But for the most part, it's sealed them up. So I'm happier with that than to have them leak. But you can see now, like when the 4-ways are on, it's definitely blinking. And you can see here, it's blinking on the sides. Same thing down below. So it's definitely better than it was. So it looks like, it appears the 1157s are the ones for the turntails and the tail brake lights. And are they warm? They're okay. They're not too bad. So I got to put the screws back in. The RTV silicone definitely sticks. When you go to put the RTV silicone on this and you get these all screwed in, once that seals up, I got to tell you, you have to take a very gentle touch to it to peel these lenses off, because otherwise they will pop and you'll crack a lens on you. So I'm going to put the screws back in, and yeah, so we got the turntails working now. Thank goodness. I've got to replace the rest of those. There's the LED one. There's the crappy old incandescent ones up there. The LED ones for the marker lights are pretty cool. I've got a few more. I'm going to replace those. But in the meantime, look at that. You know, on and off again most of the day. Screwing around with the tail lights. and the day before starting it. So it's amazing how these little projects kind of get more and more involved as you go along. Anyways, happy, safe, and healthy RVing.